It comes but once a year. For the past quarter century, the International Motor Contest Association, a sanctioning body older than NASCAR, has held the Super Nationals in the heartland of America. For a solid week, racers from 7 states have roared across Boone Speedway in Iowa, all leading up to the ultimate feature, or as the locals call it, the dance. With well over 700 cars in competition, nearly half were modifieds, the hottest class in dirt track racing. And only a handful of these earn the honor to race the 25th anniversary Speedway Motors IMCA Super Nationals Modified Dance. Coming at you now on O'Reilly Motor Mania.
Called America's Racing Vacation, and it happens at Iowa's Action Track. Tonight on Motor Mania, it's the 25th anniversary of the Speedway Motorsports IMCA Super Nationals. Hi everybody, I'm Doc Riley, and welcome to Boone, Iowa and Boone Speedway, just about 45 miles north of Des Moines. This track has been putting on an entire week of racing action, culminating in the finals, or as they say here at Boone Speedway, the dance. We're going to feature IMCA racing at its best. The IMCA Hobby Stocks, the IMCA Sportsman Mods, the IMCA Stock Cars, and the IMCA Modifieds. 768 racers have come to this 3/8 mile high-banked oval to take on a great gripping track. Thousands of race fans have descended here all week long to see nose-to-tail and 3-wide racing. Racers love it because of the grip. Fans love it because they see non-stop racing. That's all due to the IMCA sanctioning body and one man who's very important because he shepherds an entire track crew that is almost second to none. His name is Robert Lawton, and for the past 20 years, 20 consecutive years, he has hosted the IMCA Super Nationals. What's kind of the heart and the passion of IMCA?
The heart's like Heartland of Iowa, Heartland in the United States. The grassroots racer, the guy who has the 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job. You know, that's what it's all about. That's what IMCA racing's about.
Even the track preparation, which they call farming, is something special. They can get the 3/8 mile track ready to go in race trim in less than 10 minutes. Now, as I mentioned, 768 races are here for their Big Dancer finals. Out of that number, 320 IMCA modified drivers have come here to race their way into the Big Dance, and race they have to. 24 drivers have already made it into the 40-lap feature. 9 additional positions will have to race their way in. Today alone, 18 qualifying heats, which got you into the last chance qualifying race. Many drivers say even if you make it into the race, you've accomplished something here.
That's our goal when we leave the house, to just try to make this show. And last 2 years I haven't made it. Once you get in the show, then it's no holds barred. Do what you got to do, try to get to the front.
The only problem is now that I'm in so early, I didn't get a lot of practice laps, you know. So now we're just hanging out here waiting for the race. I'm just happy to be in it, and whatever happens, happens.
What are they racing for? Well, their share of $325,000 in person prize money. The winner gets $2,000, and they take his engine out of the vehicle and auction it off. It's all about bragging rights, and it's all about pride. And if you're a modified racer, you've bested 320 other racers. The race fans love it. Non-stop racing to racing action. Let's meet the rest of our broadcast team in the booth this evening. Mr. Ted Jones. Ted?
Thank you very much, Doc, and I'm joined here in the booth by Rick Carlson, our expert analyst, and right now we're looking at some of the highlights of the modified last chance race.
As Doc mentioned, the last chance modified race actually features 3 heats of 12 laps each, making for fierce competition for those last 9 starting spots. And to make things even trickier for the racers, should you cause a caution, you're out of that heat race. However, this unique rule doesn't apply to the actual main feature. So as the top 3 finishers of each heat go to the main, the battle for that 3rd and last spot is intense.
And you can see that right now, Rick, on the screen. Look at them bumping right there, first in the front and then in the back. And the crowd, unbelievable. Standing room only, and it's been that way all week long. And as the last 3rd place finisher of the last chance heat, driver Russ Dickerson had this to say about the upcoming battle in the main.
Did you you get set to strap in right here, just your thoughts on this big dance.
I've been here once before. Hopefully we can miss some crashes and get some good luck.
How important is patience going to kind of play in the first couple of laps?
Very important. Very, very important.
We'll have that race for you a little bit later, but coming up next, hobby stock and other class highlights on Motor Mania. Stay tuned. This episode of O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania brought to you by IMCA, where America comes to race, and by United Specialties, home of the Trend Center, and by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. Ready to go now with the hobby stock dance highlights. 27 cars racing for 25 laps. Here they go right now. The green flag is out, Rick Carlson.
Your leader, number 81, Devin Smith, going out to turn 2. Oh, he is spun along with 41X Jeremy Umbre.
Now we move ahead to lap 2. Andy Boakman, the 2002-2005 champion, takes the lead away from Luke Wanninger. Meanwhile, number 22, Chris Jensen, is right behind him. You can see him right there as they battle going into the turn.
Moving ahead into lap 10, after fighting his way up from the back of the field, number 7W, Tim Wilcox is spun by number 24T, Doug Wark.
Now we'll begin to move ahead to lap 19 with traffic beginning to lap. A caution on number 88, Michael Leffler, with a blown motor. He'll be out for the rest of the show.
We'll move on to lap 21. 4 to go. Caution laps don't count. Number 62, Andy Boakman. Number 22, Chris Jensen battled for first, followed by number 20, Luke Wanninger.
Now let's move ahead to lap number 22. Take a look right now at Bo Kaplan as he bumps Tanner Powers. Take a look at the bump. He will move into 4th place. Powers went high. Kaplan dove down in low to capture 4th.
On lap 23, number 20, Luke Wanninger passes number 22, Chris Jensen, to move into 2nd place, and they're closing in on the checkered flag.
But the question is, could Chris Jensen catch Andy Boakman in the number 62 car? If Boakman picks up the win in the checker, it'll be his 3rd win of the Super Nationals, Rick.
And there they go on the backstretch. Now they're going to come into turn number 4, and there's that checkered flag for Boakman.
Here's the way the top 10 finished. Our congratulations to Andy Boakman on his 3rd Super Nationals victory. He's with Doc Riley.
Well, I must say the first victory probably was the best, but I tell you what, I'm pretty darn excited right now.
The stock car dance highlights, or main as they normally call it, 4 wide as they begin the race. Steve Jackson takes the lead, but then coming out of turn number 2, a big pileup right there involving Rod Stouffer, Dustin Viss, Brian Lariviere, David Smith. Let's take one more look at it right there. See what happens with all those cars, one on top of the other. What a neat pileup. Obviously, no one was injured, and that's what's important. That would call for a restart, Rick.
Here we go on that restart. Steve Jackson, the 5-time champ, still has the lead. Number 35, Donovan Smith, right there with him as they come out 4, 5, 6 wide, except for those 2 leaders battling.
Now we'll move ahead to lap number 2. Jay Schmidt hits the light pole after spinning out. Take a look at that right there with the back end. No serious damage done. Now we move ahead to lap 14, Rick.
Well, Steve Jackson, Kevin Opheim, Donovan Smith battled for first. Number 26B, Brian Irvine, and Brian Lariviere once again tangle, and Brian Lariviere seems to tangle every time we have an action out there on the track.
All right, now we'll move ahead to lap number 17, 3 laps later. Rick Speck spins out in turn number 1. Watch this as he goes around 180 degrees facing the wrong direction.
Next on lap 18, 44K, Kevin Opheim takes the lead from Donovan Smith, the 04 Hobby Stock champion.
That was a major move for Kevin, but now what we'll do is move ahead to lap number 25 because we're going to hear more from Steve Jackson. Here he comes right here. He's battling with Ryan Webb for 3rd place, bumper to bumper and wheel to wheel, Rick.
As we make it into lap 26, Steve Jackson, that 5-time champ, retakes that third spot with 4 laps to go.
But on the 30th lap, it was Kevin Opheim that would come up the victor, finishing second. Donovan Smith followed by Steve Jackson. Let's go down to Doc Riley, who once again is with our winner.
It was a hard battle, hard battle with them two boys in front. They are phenomenal. My hat's off to them, but thanks for letting me pass them.
Moving on now to the Carl Chevrolet Northern SportMod highlights. 27 cars, 25 laps. This class has been featured at Boone for the last 2 years. In lap 1, Jason Malacote in the lead when there was a big pileup right there between turn 3 and 4.
Let's restart again in lap 1. Jason Malacote, your leader, the 2006 champ. And there they go, out of turn 2, and now another pileup. They get into 3 and 4. Deja vu all over again.
Scott Baker, Jared Vogt, Mick King, and Eugene Grigorich were involved in that pileup. Now moving ahead to lap 16, Tracy Wassenberg moves into second, passing R.J. Merchant. Jason Malacote, though, is still in the lead in lap 16.
We watch him come around the corner, and let's take a look at lap number 19. A new leader, number 30, Wassenberg, takes the lead from 11, Jason Malacote.
As a matter of fact, it would stay that way with Wassenberg in the lead. He would go on to pick up the checkered flag. Tracy Wassenberg coming around out of turn 4 right there, clearly ahead by about 4 car lengths to pick up the victory. In first place, Jason Malacote in second place, and Brian Miller was third. Let's go once again down to Doc Riley with our winner.
Anytime you got to get by Malacote, he's the king here, and it's tough. And he just slipped up a little bit, and I got the tack off the bottom and drove right by him.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the fastest guys on dirt flipping into your living room, the Modifieds.
Well, when you come to Boone Speedway in Boone, Iowa for the Super Nationals, you're going to find an awful lot of characters that are running around. And this guy right here has an incredible racing background. Of course, we're speaking with Speedy Bill Smith of Speedway Motors, America's racing supermarket, the oldest speed shop. Bill, why come to Boone, Iowa?
This is an incredible racing venue. It's grassroots racing at its best. The competition level. I've seen guys that came that had run the Speedway and had run NASCAR and all kinds of top venues and not get qualified here. So it's a tough race, and I just can't wait to get it started.
Your participation goes not just from selling quality parts to racers, but also, you know, your sponsorship of this event and sponsors of other IMCA cars and things of that nature. Talk a little bit about giving back to the grassroots racer.
You're looking at a guy that has been doing this over 60 years racing, and I wonder myself exactly when I should stop, but I told him this afternoon over at the announcer stand that when they close the lid, that'll be the time that I'll probably have my retirement party and stop doing what I'm doing now, hopefully. We have over 200 employees at Speedway Motors in Lincoln now. They're all dedicated, just like I am, to providing parts and pieces for all this type racing. And we make about 15,000 items that we produce ourselves rather than just a buy-sell venue. We're always coming up with something that's better, more affordable, so that we can keep these guys on the track.
Again, it's all Lincoln, Nebraska. Our thanks to Speedy Bill Smith. And as he said, it's all about the passion.
All right, thank you very much, Doc Riley. Now here they come. The modified main, 33 cars, 40, count them, 40 laps. Remember, cautions do not count. And as they begin, Eric Daly and Todd Shute fighting for the lead. Eric Daly gets the lead, but as they go into turn 1, a big pileup. John Saathoff, Justin Oringer, Jay Gooseman, and Chris Mills all in that pileup in turn 1. Let's replay it now, and let's go inside Rich Lewerke's car and see what happened from his point of view and Johnny Saathoff's point of view.
They go into the corner, and there's a spin. Looks like the 96 car just got loose. And here it is, Johnny Saathoff. That was it. He never got bumped. He just spun with no one around, and you see the frustration. let's restart now. Number 5, Todd Shute, is going to try this time and see if he can take the lead from Eric Daly. They're down the front straightaway, and they are, but look behind them. They go off into the infield. Jim Cole, Mike Massey, Brad Williams, but no caution flag this time.
Because they're in the infield, off of the track now. Go ahead to lap number 2. Todd Shute, one of the fastest cars this week, battling it out with Eric Daly. He advanced from the SportMod division, and they're fighting for first place. What a battle going to lap 3.
Lap 3, a yellow flag. Number 22, Brad Williams, with a flat tire, and this was his first start in the big dance, and he's out of there.
Now we go to lap number 4 with the restart. Todd Shute, Eric Daly, Joe McBurney, Rich Lewerke, Dan Radachak, all doing battle now. An in-car looking out the back of number 97, David Murray.
And we go from looking out the back to lap number 5, and it's a caution, a yellow flag. Number 14R, Rod Sherman, who qualified once before in 2002, hit by number 11H. Jim Hernandez, also his second trip to the Super Nationals, hit by number 43, Scott Samatovich.
Now in lap 10, Todd Shute is in the lead. There's a three-way battle for second place between Brian Josky, it's his first time in the feature, Joe McBurney, his 7th time in the feature, and Eric Daly, who won the second A main.
Now we're moving to lap 16. 97N, David Murray, 4-time National Modified Champ, and number 97L, Rich Lewerke, battle for 4th. On board with Lewerke, and then with number 96 next, Johnny Saathoff.
Take a look at Saathoff. What an awesome shot you see there as you're riding with him around this fantastic dirt track facility. Now, lap 33, the battle for 3rd between Eric Daly, Rich Lewerke, and Dan Radachak. And watch as we're going to have a caution flag right here as those 3 battle it out for 3rd place. We'll be back with more modifieds after this. This edition of O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania brought to you by IMCA and the Super Nationals, America's Racing Vacation, and by Moroso Performance Products, race-proven Moroso. And by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. Now, in the modified main, we move forward to lap number 33 with the restart. Todd Shute, followed by Joe McBurney, then Eric Daly, then Rich Lewerke, doing battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, sliding sideways through the turn. But watch what happens to David Murray here. He's going to come flying around and suddenly disappears right over the bank. What happened to David Murray? Let's go on board with him and you'll find out. You see him spinning around and down he goes over the bank and out of sight. Moving ahead now to lap 34.
And the restart this time. Number 5, Todd Shute, still the leader. Joe McBurney, Rich Lewerke, Dan Radachek. And they come out, and we get into turn 4, and no, there we got a spin out. Bill Davis, whose dad, Bill Sr., qualified for this race 10 times. Russ Dickerson, Scott Samatovich, the only Dodge in the field as we move to the restart on lap 35.
Where we'll find Todd Shute, Rich Lewerke. He's cutting low now on Todd Shute to take the lead. So let's go live now on board to Rich Lewerke's car. Watch as Shute and McBurney make a pass there coming out of turn number 4.
Now it's lap 36. Number 97L, Rich Lewerke, is hanging on to 2nd. The battle for the 3rd with number 82, Joe McBurney, and number 7, Eric Daly. They come into the home stretch, and there they go.
Sliding sideways around that turn right there. Exciting modified action right here. Sanctioned by the IMCA. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Super Nationals as we go to lap number 37.
And keep an eye on this battle between 73 Dan Radachek and number 82 Joe McBurney. They stay around. They're side by side, battling down the front straightaway. Now we go into turn 1. Are they still working? Oh, they start bumping each other. And they do that all the way out of turn 2 and onto the back straightaway.
This is quite a battle, Rick, for 3rd place between McBurney, Daly, and Radachak. As you see him coming out of turn 4 right there, Todd Shute has the lead and probably will pick up the checker. We're going to stay with this battle for third.
And we need to watch now. We're going to take an unusual look. We're going to go to number 96, Johnny Saathoff, and we're going to take a look from in-car and see what it's like at this point in the race. You can see him sawing the wheel a little bit, trying to make up ground, but he's not doing well.
Meanwhile, a good look at our leader. There is Todd Shute, followed by Rich Lewerke, but Rich is several car lengths back behind. I don't think he has a shot at winning. Here we go down to the final checkered flag. Todd Shute is your winner. Rich Lewerke second. Eric Daly comes in third. And look what happened to fourth place Dan Radachak. A little flipperoonie right there after he crossed the finish line. You know, fans, they say it's never over till it's over. Well, it was over. I mean, the checker came out. Let's take another look at it right here. Dan Radachak slows down right at the finish line, gets rear-ended, and boy, there he goes, front end over back end, and then sideways, ends up on his top right there. Take one more look at it in slow motion. We'll slow it down. You can see he actually hit the inner rail right there with the front end, actually stood straight up in the air. What a neat crash. Fortunately, no one injured. And I don't think the engine was hurt. They get the car back over. There's Dan Radachak out, and we're glad to see that he's safe. Meanwhile, congratulations to Todd Shute, our winners. He climbs the fence right there. Doc Riley talked to him.
Just your thoughts on those last couple of laps when it looked like there was a bobble, but you were able to take it and hold everybody off to win the big dance.
I was having a heck of a time getting into turn 1, and I knew if I could keep Joe behind me that was pretty hard to pass there in the middle to the bottom. The track kind of went away, but hats off to Joe. He ran a heck of a race. He ran me clean, gave me room on the bottom, or on the top. God, I love this.
It doesn't get any better.
No.
Winning the big dance in the silver anniversary Speedway Motorsports, you got to be happy about it.
Well, in the famous words of the Mark Kinzer, woo!
That'll bring to a close this edition of O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania and the IMCA Super Nationals from Boone, Iowa. I'm Ted Jones for Rick Carlson and Doc Riley. So long, everyone, from Boone, Iowa.